Hey everyone. So it's been a rough couple of weeks. I know I did a little update last week. Our AC had gone out on Monday. And the following week I wasn't feeling great. I was super fatigued. And we just chalked it up to heat sickness, I'm always been heat sensitive to begin with, and then all these meds I'm on and the chemo has added to that. However, it wasn't getting any better even when the AC was turned back on. And I was having some really bad pains in my stomach and my back. We were wondering if it was kidney stones or it could be liver issues, because my liver, the values for my recent blood testing with my liver were not great. But anyway, it didn't turn out to be any of that. So the doctor came back after doing the blood tests on Monday night, and even before he walked in, we looked it up on the My Health app, and I was at 36% blasts. For reference, what put me in AML territory to begin with was 20% blast showing up in my bone marrow. This was 36% showing up in my blood. The doctor tried to say, he's like ER doctor, did not want to have that conversation with me. And, you don't want to tell somebody, he clearly didn't want to tell somebody their cancer was back. He tried to play it off that, hey, it could be I've heard a lot of people that do chemo that's a side effect. Blasts aren't the side effect of the chemo. The chemo is meant to kill those blasts. It's meant to kill all your blood cells, actually. Anyway, so Wednesday we came into the clinic, the Loveland Clinic, where I've been getting all my treatments from, because they wanted to repeat the test, and it had gone up to 40%, and my platelets dropped down to 20. 10 is when they transfused me, but 20 is still pretty low. What that meant is that my cancer, so the AML is back 100%. I can't remember what they call it after. It wasn't kind of intercept. Yeah, I don't remember. Sorry, guys. Chemo brain and pain med brain. Anyway, when I got here, I was waiting for the results. Somebody came out and asked me, they'd asked me if I was alone, and I was like, yeah, but I do have a ride. I thought maybe they're gonna give me something that makes me loopy. And she's like, okay, I'll be right back. And then she brought me into the conference room, and I knew that's when I was in trouble, because the conference room is usually not where they give us good news. And also when I got in there, Dr. Gabby, we call her Dr. Gabby, she's amazing here, told me to that I should probably call my wife and get her on the phone for this. So yeah, I was already having anxiety about this whole thing, and then me messaging her that I needed her to be able to take a phone call. She went outside, and basically, yeah, the cancer is back. The doctors are very surprised at how quickly it came back, because that test result back in June, after my last treatment, was 0.0039 in my marrow. It wasn't detectable in my blood at all. And to go from that to basically 40% blasts in my blood. And blasts are basically, the problem with them is they are incomplete blood cells. They're not fully formed white blood cells, red blood cells, all the blood cells that you need to keep alive or stay alive. And eventually those blood cells overtake your body. Those incomplete blood cells take over your body, and then it's lights out. So we were there, and they did, yeah, the cancer's back, and they were very surprised at the rate that it was going, and how quickly it had come back. And if I didn't start some sort of treatment within, now, I would basically be dead in 2 weeks. Which is kind of sobering, really. Like, I look at all the times that we've been told, when I've had health, when I had this fungal infection where I almost went septic, that it was, if I hadn't come in when I did, I'd be dead within 24 hours, or, at the beginning of this, it was 6 weeks. So after going all through that, and 2 weeks, that was a gut punch. I was very silent. I went silent because I didn't know what else to say. Brain wasn't functioning yet. But, so it came back down to getting on that menin inhibitor, that helps your blood cells, it makes the half-formed blood cells become full-formed blood cells. And we had talked the last time, like, after all my treatments and stuff, before it had come back, that I didn't want to do the stem cell transplant. I wanted quality over quantity on life, and that we would like to try the menin inhibitor, the low-dose chemo, those kind of things, anything that keeps me out of the hospital, and more time at home. I will finish this when Hi. I'm going to finish this later. Got a nurse in here. Bye.